it's my voice. I don't usually do that, but I had to cut out a lot of this in order to make it be a reasonable length. So I thought I would talk so I could be like, hey, this is what I did in between this weird cut. And yeah. And, feel free to just mute it and listen to music. I won't be offended or no. Anyway, but today I'm building a little fairy tale castle. It is kind of little. When I built the outside, I was like, oh my god, how am I gonna furnish this? It's so big. And then I actually started furnishing it, and I was like, ooh, can I even fit a second bedroom? This square is smaller than I thought it was. Anyway, so yeah, and it's a fairy tale castle, which means that I will cover it in plants later because I like to cover everything in plants. That's the goal. So, we'll add some fairy lights and plants and lots of vinery and drapery later, I guess, as you saw in the little picture. So anyway, right now I'm just figuring out the shape. I didn't really have a plan for that, as I rarely do, but so a friend asked me to build a castle, and I was like, cool, how? And I kind of thought I'd give up, but I didn't. I built it, and I think it looks kind of nice. But anyway, I didn't know what I was doing for the shape, so I was just kind of like, I will stick octagons on it until I think it looks nice, which is what I did. And you can see the octagons. And that was it. That was the plan. And yeah. So yeah. This is so long to talk for. It's like a 20-minute video. I don't know why I did this. Anyway, so I made the bottom medium wall height so I could use the fancy Realm of Magic door that you see right there. And then I'm kind of messing with that bump out. At first, I thought I wanted it to be a little balcony. And then I was like, no, I need a roof there to look good. And then later I go back to change it and make it like a balcony, but it has a little roof piece. I don't know. You'll see later. But yeah, I messed with that roof a lot. And then I ended up changing it off camera again. So very complicated. Alright, so but yeah, and then I have that little part in the front with all the arches. It's kind of like an open, like, I guess not a porch, but sunroom? I don't know. I thought it looked fancy and cool. And anyway, here we're doing the roof. It's the Purple Jungle Adventure roof, and I was super excited to use this because I think out of like the pinky purpley roofs we have, this is the most like pinky purpley one. So I've seen like people use it, and I was like, oh, that roof is really good for like a fairy house idea. Where is it from? And then I got Jungle Adventure like a week ago, and I was like, oh, there it is. So I'm like, all right, I have to use this to make some sort of fairy build. So this is the fairy castle, and it has to have the Jungle Adventure purple roof. Anyway, so I'm trying a few bricks. I go with the vampires one and like a tan. I try a few different roofs, but we stick to the Jungle Adventure. I wouldn't have talked about it for so long if we didn't, but yeah, so this is going to be the color scheme. We've got this kind of tan castle with the purple roof, so I thought that looked fun and magical, We're not going for realism, we're going for the vibes. But yeah, so we're just messing with the roof some. And then we're going to do windows. Okay, so I use the windows from Realm of Magic and Strangerville of the Realm, ones I end up using. And I wanted to have one of the swatches that has stained glass on it because I think the stained glass windows are really fun and pretty and, work for the whole fairy castle idea. So I went with the darker wood one. And then there are Strangerville windows that are also darker wood. They're slightly different darker wood. The Realm of Magic ones have more of like a red tone than the Strangerville ones, but you can't really tell by looking at it. I think it looks fine. Normally it bugs me if they're too far apart, but I think it's very passable. I didn't notice till I was like trying to place like roof trims and stuff. I was like, oh, these are different browns, but I think it looks nice because I think I only used stained glass from Realm of Magic and everything else is Strangerville, and then the base game arches. So I don't know. I think it works out. Waves. I think roof trims, half wall trim, some stone flooring, and then balconies. We have some fake balconies over on the towers. Each have a fake balcony, and then ends up being a real balcony out front, like I said, although it's not very usable because it's pretty small and covered in plants. So I guess you could delete the plants and put a chair on it, but I did not. I put plants on it, so can't actually use it. There is a door out there though, so you could go stand in front of the plants. Anyway, so we're gonna add some fancy roof things. It's a little like Get Famous spire in pink. Looks kind of crystally, I don't know. Kind of fun. And then we're going to add some chimneys. I used the round get-together chimney to kind of do it. I love that chimney for all my, like, witchy fairy builds. I think I don't know, it has that cool look, like brewing something under that. Alright, put up a foundation, adding stairs. I changed these stairs for the wooden get-together stairs later, too. Oh, and look, you can see I just changed the balcony. So now it has that little balcony with the Realm of Magic fence in front, and then it's kind of got a little bump out with the door in between. There's like two little, like, pieces of brick bumped out, and then there's a roof over them. So, best of both worlds. So now we're going to move on to the inside for a bit, and we do the whole inside, and then we go back to the outside because, you know, that's the most convenient way to do it, of course. Anyway, so I wanted to have like a grand staircase main opening here, where, you know, you walk in and there's the two staircases going up, very like, you know, grand ballroom castle walking in. Not big enough to be a grand ballroom, but that's the idea. You walk in, two grand staircases, and then upstairs there's a little fence around the stairs and a kind of open part in the middle that looks down, and then I had a big chandelier. It's the long Get Famous one that will hang down in between the stairs. You can see I'm struggling with fences. I always struggle. I'm like, with the deleting parts of floors, I always end up destroying my room. But I figured it out. I got it, eventually. So yeah, okay. Moving on to the kitchen. Realm of Magic counters. I think I used the vampire upper cabinets, because Realm of Magic doesn't have upper cabinets, which is rude. I hate when there's not, like, matching versions of stuff. Makes my life so much harder. But I do think the mismatched cabinets are fun. I went with the green and the vampires with the brown because, you know, we have kind of a quirky magical vibe going on here. So thought it makes sense to have some mismatched cabinets. And then I'll go back and clutter up the living room and the kitchen later. I do the basic furniture in the living room. But I do like the mantelpiece, and I add in a bunch of plants and paintings and stuff in both the living room and kitchen off camera, because it just takes so long to just add so many plants. And it's kind of like, you don't need to see me place the same couple plants in like groups in every corner. You'll see it in the screenshots. You'll get the idea. I do both of the bedrooms fully on camera, so, you know, you can get the idea there, and then imagine me doing it in the living room and the kitchen, and then look at the screenshots, and it'll all make sense, hopefully. I don't know, this video was like 40 minutes when I sped it up, and I was like, oh, no one's gonna sit through that. I wouldn't sit through that, so I need to get it down to like 20, and I did. So you gotta fill in some gaps. But anyway, so yeah, during the living room, I have the Realm of Magic fireplace, which you can only use in so many builds, but I feel like a fairy castle is one of the builds you can leave in them. Oh, I don't do the bathroom. There's a bathroom downstairs. It's to the right of the big staircase, and it has a shower tub combo, a sink, and a toilet. So it's a full bath, very functional, but I took it out because, I mean, you don't need to see me decorate a bathroom. You'll see me decorate the second bathroom in a minute here, and the idea is pretty much the same. You know, they have all the same furniture except for a different shower. So anyway, so yeah, the floor plan upstairs is super weird because the shape of this house is really weird, or shape of this castle is really weird because of all the towers and stuff. So I was having trouble fitting beds. I spent so long trying to figure out, eventually I was like, there will just be no walls, and this is just a bedroom, so I can fit the double bed. But then I was like, no, I want two I can't have a one bedroom castle. I'll add a second bedroom. So then I kind of had to wall this off, leave this main area, so the rooms are like super weird shaped to like be able to leave this like fancy hallway, which I guess I could have cut the fancy hallway, but I wanted it, so it's still there. Fancy hallway got to stay, and we have weird shaped bedrooms instead. Anyway, yeah, it took me a long time to figure out how to place that double bed. I kept having my sim like walk in and be like, come on, I had to make sure she could get to the other side of it, and it took a few tries, but we did. We had to like do like a slanted wall in the corner and then get it back there. But anyway, it all works. I play tested it. She can get to every part of the room, every part of the hallway. So it does work. Anyway, but yeah, the bedroom. And then we have a second bedroom that has a single bed. I didn't have an age in mind. This could be for, I don't know, a second fairy living in here, or a teen, a kid, whatever. It has a little desk area. There's a laptop and, you know, some clutter. So lots of bookshelves. Whoever lives there is into studying and magic. But anyway, yeah, so anyone could live there. And then, yeah, so I'm back to decorating the bedroom. We're going to put the big vampire painting here, not the Vlad swatch, ew. And then we have a mirror, a dresser over there, this decorative Realm of Magic cabinet I'm going to put in a second. So this castle has all the functionalities. You've got your beds, desks, bathrooms, there's a dresser, a mirror. Both bathrooms have mirrors too. So you can pretty much do anything. There's not a ton of skill building items. I end up putting an easel and a chess table outside. But you could delete some plants or put something else there, or you could get rid of the second bedroom and turn it into like a double office, put a desk over where the bed is. I don't know. You could figure it out, I'm sure. This is just what I went with. But anyway, it's functional. That's the main thing. It's got all your necessities. So yeah, so we're adding some plants. Nope, I lied. We're adding paintings first. I love the Realm of Magic paintings. That's my biggest struggle with like witch or fairy houses, is just not to use the Realm of Magic paintings in every single room in different swatches. Like, I can use each different like painting, each different swatch of the small one, because it's got the like the potions, the flowers, and like the bugs. I can use each one once, and then I really need to reel it in. But I don't think I actually used it that many times in this build. I think I used one. I don't know. I definitely repeated some paintings because there's a ton of paintings in this build. This build ended up costing like $230,000, which is by far the most expensive things I've ever built. Usually mine are like 40,000 or something. But anyway, so I think like 100,000 of that, 200,000 is just paintings, and then another 100,000 is just landscaping. That's it. This build is just $200,000 worth of flowers and paintings. But yeah, you don't see me use all the paintings, but I cover pretty much every wall in paintings. There's a lot. But yeah, you see me do a few paintings here. We're just decorating the little office. We got some fairy lights up there. We got some crystals on the desk. We're going to put some books. There's a little familiar on the floor and some candles. You know, little study space. I mean, yeah, I guess even witches need computers. So anyway, yep, it's not terribly interesting. I just made a cottage with a lot of candles, so now I've put together that if you go to the little search function and then do off the grid and look at off the grid lighting, you get all the candles in one place. So now whenever I'm trying to light something, I'm like, all right, let's go look at all the candles. Let's see how many assorted candles we can place in. So yeah, adding some more plants and some more plants. And then, are we going to move back outside? No, not yet. I do the front hall first. Oh, we're adding these cedar living curtains. And then, okay, so this is when off camera I kind of finished up the living room and kitchen. Oh, and over in the tower in the back right corner, I added a grand piano. And then, actually, I don't know if it's functional. I didn't test it. I think it should be. I think you should be able to get to the bench. And then I just kind of surrounded it with lots of paintings. We put some of the music paintings, but you know, you can't really fit anything in that octagon other than a grand piano, so that takes up that whole space. And then we're just doing the little like front hall / kind of greenhouse open air room here. You know, we have some benches, some chairs, lots and lots of plants. I'm gonna add some rugs in a minute. I love layering rugs. Everything I build, I'm like, I will stack 50 rugs on top of each other. That's just how it's gonna be. But yeah, okay, more paintings on the walls. You can kind of get an idea of what every other wall looks like. Just a bunch of, you know, assorted paintings put together. I think I used every like framed like older looking painting in the game probably twice. But yeah, and then we're gonna add some candles, and then I want to say we're going back outside. Sorry, I saved so much. My game was a little on the fritz when I was building this. My computer was like making that like chugga noise, so I was like, oh, we're gonna keep saving just in case I don't want to lose this. But anyway, here I'm adding columns. I use the Realm of Magic ones. I don't put them on every corner. I try. You'll see me try in a minute. Oh, also, you see I changed the stairs and added railings. But yeah, okay, so playing with the roofs, adding some columns, have them on a lot of the corners. There, I try putting them all around this tower, and I'm like, whoa, that's way too many, so I take them out, and then they're just in like one section. There's like two of them. And then over on the other tower out front also has two columns. I don't know how that structurally makes sense, but it's not why I'm here. But yeah, put it over there. And then we can do the same thing on the other side. So yeah, I'm a big fan. Gotta have some columns, but the worst part is I'm like, I want all the columns, but then, if you don't have the roof edges pulled out, then they, come up against the roof weird. But then sometimes when you pull the roof edges out, they're so big. I wish you could I don't know, sometimes I wish the roofs went less. I need an in-between, when you pull the edges out and they're just huge, but versus when they're behind the wall. I don't know. I feel like that should be an option. Maybe there's a better way to do roofs and I just don't know it. But anyway, so I'm adding some ponds. Well, technically they're pools, but they're ponds. Adding some ponds out on the second level. And then I'm also excited I got that water swatch with Jungle Adventure. I was wondering where I've seen people use that water swatch so many times, and I'm like, is it the green get together one? I'm like, where is it? And then that was another one I got, Jungle Adventure, and I was like, aha, the water. But anyway, so yeah, surrounding this pool with rocks, so it's got the pond vibe, and then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side, but I don't show it. It's the same thing again. You don't need to see it. And then we're going to surround the rocks with plants. More the pond vibe. Eventually we're just going to cover the whole thing in plants. There's no visible grass in this build. It's all plants. But right now I'm just surrounding the pond with plants to give it a real natural, eclectic woods vibe. And then I'm going to do the other one off camera again. Again, it's just the same thing. Repeat. My landscaping style is just, I will use every flower bush. Every single one. This build doesn't have a particular, plant style. Oh, you can see I lined all the paths with rocks. Oh, and I added a gazebo. Okay, I did so much in that cut. So I filled out the entire things with plants, I think. Yeah, I covered the entire things in plants. You saw me line the ones of the path with size down rocks to be wow, pebble lining. And so I did that on all the paths. And then I built a little gazebo. I didn't build it on camera because I was like, I don't know if it will look good. But then I built it and I was like, ooh, it does look good. And so I left it. And then I went into debug to get some really big trees. It was really hard to put trees on this lot because I'm like, I want trees, but the spot behind the build is so small. And I'm not good enough at terraforming to try and make it bigger without ruining everything. So I was like, all right, I need to find some really tall trees to make this work from debug. So I did. I think they're both from the City Living live edit menu. But yeah, so I got my big tall trees back there. Then I added a few more trees, gazebo rocks. But no, what I was saying earlier is that I use Jungle Adventure plants. I use the Island Living trees. I use the normal Willow Creek bushes. I had no set plant style. This Magic Castle is magic and therefore it exists outside of climate, and so I can use whatever plants I want, no matter how likely they would be to actually grow together. That's my philosophy. Oh, and I also got those stone fences are also from the live edit objects. Those aren't actual fences, they're fake. But yeah, so off camera I landscaped the entire thing. It's all covered in bushes now, but it's just, you don't need to see 10 straight minutes of me just placing bushes over and over and over again. Oh, and also I did add an outdoor trash can because I was like, oh, I don't have a trash can. It's kind of hidden around that corner by the pink tree that's up on the hill. There's a little outdoor trash can that I added, so you can throw your trash away. And there's a chess table with 2 chairs, so you can build your logic skill. It's kind of hidden around the side there, but it's there. And now, I had so little to talk about for so long, and I'm like, oh, everything's happening at once. But no, now I'm adding all the ivy and the Jungle Adventure plants. I was so excited to go ham with those roof hang down Jungle Adventure plants. That was why I bought Jungle Adventure. I saw that it had those hanging plants, and I was like, oh, I need those. I want those, and it's paid off. I think I've put them in everything I've built since since I got it. Everything will have a little hangy plant regardless of what it is. But yeah, we're almost finished. Gonna do some more ivy. Lots and lots of ivy, and more of the Jungle Adventure wallflowers. We got it all. Gotta be covered in flowers. That's what we're going for. And then the last thing that I do is I put some lights up by the path, and then in the live edit objects for Realm of Magic, there's these glowing orbs. They come in like, there's a pink one, a blue one, and a yellow one. Oh, you can just see the chest table right there. Sorry. But yeah, see, the chest table is there. It's real. Oh yeah, and you can see the balcony is covered in plants now, and that's unusable. But yeah, okay, so yeah, I'm gonna go into the live edit menu for Realm of Magic. Oh, okay, I put the Foxberry door. I think it's the Foxberry crest up there. I was thinking about putting the sun up there, but then I was like, ooh, the Foxberry crest looks like a flower, which is perfect. So that's up there. Anyway, so now I'm doing the orbs. I'm sorry, I'm so all over the place. We're just jumping around. But the orbs! There are the orbs. We're raising them all up, you know, just kind of placing them around to give that whole magical, fairy, glowy vibe. And yeah, that's about it. We're going to finish placing these, do some lights, and then it'll just be screenshots. So yeah. As always, you can download this on the Sims 4 gallery. My ID is Catvic. It's in the description if you want. And yep, that's it. Thank you so much for watching.